Ladies and gentlemen, Juventus are back. La vecchia signora is back. We are back. The game is back. Juventus 3, Napoli 0. What a performance from the boys. First of all, like the video if you enjoyed, share it with some friends, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, we're so close to 30k subs, and apologies that the reaction is now a day after the game. Now if you don't follow me on TikTok, Instagram, follow me, the at is there, the handles are there. I was at the game last night, therefore I couldn't post a match reaction how I typically do straight away after. I also couldn't post at all because the hotel I was in, the Wi-Fi is washed. I literally have to post TikToks and short form content on my data because the Wi-Fi is that slow. So YouTube video, love. But we're back home now. And of course I have to talk about the game because it was perfection. There's not really much to say. You watched it, I watched it. I experienced it live in the flesh. It was one of the best games I've been to live, bro. I'm so grateful that I was there. It was phenomenal. And if you do want to see some content around it, there's already short form content out on my Instagram, on my TikTok. So go check that out. And a full vlog will be on Juventus' YouTube tomorrow. So depending on when you're watching this, it could be out already. So make sure you go check it out. But yeah, what can I say, man? 3 past Napoli. Defensively, we were great. Offensively, it should have been more. Should have been 5. We created so many chances. Napoli were lucky that it was 3-0. We were perfect. There was really no room for improvement. Maybe you could argue the finishing, the ruthlessness, but again, 3-0. I mean, I'm really pulling at small hairs here. I couldn't really say anything. And yes, Napoli were missing a lot of players. I'm not going to disregard that. I do agree. They had a lot of no Anguissa, no Lukaku, as McTominay famously said after the Inter match. But still, the opponent was in front of us. We had to beat them. They were missing a lot of players at the Maradona. I think people are forgetting this. But a month or so ago, 2 months, whenever the game was at the Maradona, we lost to them. And they were missing a lot of players then. So now the excuse is, yeah, but they didn't have all their players. But back then, they were still missing players. And we lost. But now we won. So I think it's fair to say we've even improved a lot since then. I think so. And right now, I'm loving watching Juventus. Every single game, like every week, I can't wait till the Juventus game. I might be doing this, I might be doing this cool thing, or seeing this friend, or playing this football match with mates, or doing this shoot, or filming a YouTube video, or, you know, watching a cool film, or whatever I might be doing. I'm just like, nah, man. When's Juventus playing? I forget all of this. When is Juventus playing? When is Spalletti ball? I want to see it with my eyes. Every day I want to see us play. And I'm so happy there's UCL in 2 days. It's Monday now. Bro, soon UCL, bro. We're playing Monaco soon. I can't wait. I used to pray for times like this, guys. We all used to pray for times like this. There's no better feeling as a football fan than not being able to wait for the next time your team plays. There's no better feeling. There's no greater feeling in the world. Apart from winning trophies, of course. But that coincides with it. Because we're on a high right now. We're playing free. We're playing free-flowing football. Spalletti is a great coach. And I was so wrong. Because I was on the fence. I was skeptical. I was like, I don't know about this Spalletti appointment. I like Tudor a lot. But I knew his job was in question. I saw the results, right? And I was looking at the appointments. Maybe a Palladino. I was like, okay, he could be good, whatever, right? But then I looked at Spalletti and I was thinking, okay, I mean, for the national team, I wasn't a fan. He kept chopping and changing. He didn't really know his best system. You know, I was like, wow, okay, for the Azzurri, no, I didn't like him that much. For Inter, of course, he did okay. He got them top 4. But Napoli, he won the league. But at the same time, he had a Napoli tattoo on his arm. So I was thinking, I don't know if he's going to want to be here. You know, a bit silly kind of thing from my perspective because he's a professional. It's his job at the end of the day. But it's like, I don't know how attached he is to Napoli. Can he come in and have the same impact at Juventus? I don't know. Mid-season as well. This isn't his squad. Like, I don't know what he can work with here. But boy, like Batman and Superman, like Johnny Lawrence and Daniel LaRusso is completely different, the team before and the team after. And guys, I know we're 10 points off Inter. But if we had Luciano Spalletti from match day 1 to now, is it ludicrous to say that we'd be in a Scudetto race right now? Is it deluded for me to say we'd be up there with Inter? I'm not saying we'd be above Inter on points, but maybe 1, 2, 3 points behind them maybe. I think it's pretty fair to say. And I'm not stupid. I know we're not going to win the Scudetto this year, most probably. Of course, anything can happen in football and Inter could completely fall off. But look, with a 10-point gap, 5 on AC Milan, I think the Scudetto is in Inter's hands and I don't see them throwing it away. But I think we could win a Coppa Italia. Cup win would be huge. We could potentially go deep in the Champions League. We've already qualified to the playoffs. I would love a quarterfinal. I would love, but it's been so long since we got past the round of 16. I think 2018-19 was the last time. I would love a quarterfinal. And then it's about building for next season because Spalletti's the man. There's no doubt about it. Spalletti is the guy. Spalletti is that guy. He's the guy. I give 110. I might even trust Spalletti more than I trust some of my friends. I might trust Spalletti more than some of my family members because Spalletti is the guy. I've never been so sure on the guy in my life, but this guy here is the guy to take us to the next level, boys and girls. I'm over the moon right now because I watched brilliance last night. I'm so happy. I'm so happy, man. And if we look at this game, right, I kind of want to just touch upon a few things. Obviously, we spoke about Spalletti. How do I go back? Yeah, go back onto the game. I mean, in terms of dominance, bro, we dominated that game. No doubt in my mind, we dominated that game. Big chances. We scored 3. We hit the bar, and they had 1 off the line. 5 big chances for us. 0 for them. Can't even name one. The penalty shot at the start, I didn't even see what was going on. I'm not going to lie. I know people were saying, oh, pen after the game. I was like, what? What do you mean pen? I didn't see no pen. There was no VAR check. And also, guys, at the game, I was pitch side. Sick experience, but you can't analyze anything. Like, it's super hard to understand what's going on because everyone looks like they're in the same position. You can't really see systems and things like that. It's super hard to grasp. And like when the penalty shout was, it was on the other end of the pitch. So I was behind the goal we were attacking. So I couldn't see anything. So I don't know about the penalty shout. Regarding Napoli, I mean, they weren't great. Vergara was their best player. Young guy, but doesn't matter about them. Our team was perfect. Di Gregorio, he didn't have much to do really. He did his thing. They didn't shoot at him. Kelly, excellent. This season he's been excellent. He hasn't put a foot wrong apart from the game at the Maradona, really, when Højlund caught him slipping on the near post. Proves that game by game, starting to adapt and adjust to Italian football. Good left foot, physically good, reads the game well, good anticipation. Drives with the ball well. Very good. Bremer, apart from that potential penalty, had Højlund locked up. Again, Højlund, right, but Højlund needs to put the fries in the bag. Also, what I dislike actively is Premier League fans when they be like, yeah, but Højlund's cooking in Italy. That's why the Serie A is bad. Who's cooking? What are you watching? You're not watching. You've just seen he scored a couple goals on Twitter. And you'll be like, yeah, he's cooking. No, he's not. Højlund is dead food. Like Lorenzo Luca was when he was at Napoli before he got shipped off. Højlund is not good. And I remember after the game, this is where I knew, like, okay, cool. I don't think, like, I've always said, yeah, some Serie A fans, especially the ones living in Italy, right? Some Italian Serie A fans, they don't really watch football outside of Italy, sorry. They don't really know much. I sat down for dinner and a man tried to tell me Højlund is elite. Bro. I looked at him, I was thinking, are you joking? I said, Højlund is dead. And he said to me, no, I think yours is an unpopular opinion. Mine is unpopular. You said Højlund's elite. And you're talking about mine is unpopular, that he's dead food. Come on, bro. And then everyone was kind of backing him. Yeah, like, Højlund is good. Højlund does a job. No, Højlund is not good. Højlund's not good. He's not good. He's average / below average. Højlund's washed. Anyway, Kalulu, he's not washed. He's top. Kalulu, yeah, I've said it before. I think he's a bit of a unicorn of a defender. Because he's physically good. He runs like a madman. He covers so much ground. Up and down the pitch. Up and down the pitch. Sort of like Calafiori, right? Good in the tackle. Aggressive. Okay. Can play as a centre-back. Can play as a right-back. Can play in a 4-back. In a 3-back. Versatile, right? Something that I like in my defender. But I always said, one aspect of his game needs work. One aspect. His final ball. Because he finds himself in the final third a lot. In attacking positions. And that final ball, at times this season, hasn't been up to a top level, I don't know, like a Trent Alexander-Arnold as a fullback. And of course, I'm not saying Kalulu can develop feet like Trent. He can't, realistically. But he can work on his final ball. And he has done. He has done, and he's improved in that regard. And yesterday against Napoli, bro, this guy was everywhere. He was absolutely everywhere, going toe-to-toe, locking up Spinazzola, locking up Elmas. They didn't have a shout. And he was great. Cambiaso, on the other hand, I thought he struggled a bit. I think he tries the spectacular too many times. As a fullback, you don't have to really risk the play. You don't have to take risks. Sometimes you just got to play it simple. Quick 1-2, simple pass. keep it easy. But Andrea is a very technically gifted footballer. He wants to try and do the giocata always. And he used to do a lot of Allegri. But in this system, when you got someone like Yildiz in front of you, just allow all of that. Don't be doing that. Just play the simple pass. Double pivot now. And also, wait, I just want to add on Andrea Cambiaso, right? Because I want to say that the fans' reaction in the stadium when he got hooked, I think was bad. I think it was bad from the fans. And I'm always against doing what they did to your own players. Nah, no, I'm not a fan of that. And I think, cool, did he have the best game? No. Did he deserve that? No. I felt sorry for him, and Spalletti hugged him when he came off, and I hope that didn't really affect him and isn't going to affect him mentally, man. It's always tough when your fans get onto your back like that. But yeah, just not everyone in the stadium, but a lot treated him badly, let's say, when he came off. So I'm not a fan of that. Onto the double pivot, bro. We got one Frenchman, one Italian. It seems like they're playing like Paula, Bill and Pirlo, but in reality it's Kefren, Thuram and Locatelli, guys. Thuram. Not much to say, really. The guy has grown so much as a player since he signed for us. At the start of this season, he had a little muscular issue. We didn't see the real Thuram. Now, in the last few months, we've seen the real Thuram. This guy, when he's fully fit, beast. Beast, bro. Box to box, man. Engine, man. Defensively good. Offensively good. Physically good. Good in the air. Good at reading the game. Good in anticipation. Good in the tackle. Decent little shot on him as well. Obviously, hit the bar. Skillful, bro. Techie. Like, has good feet, bro. And yesterday, let me tell you something. He went up against Scott McTominay, a player I rate highly. For me, arguably the best midfielder in the league, right? I think he is the best midfielder in the league. Obviously, like Paz, Modric, whatever, but like 8. I'm talking about 8s because Modric is playing in the 6, Paz is playing in the 10. McTominay is number 1, but yesterday, McTominay against Locatelli and Thuram, he weren't there. He wasn't at the races. Thuram was phenomenal. And him and Locatelli, they complement each other so well. And Locatelli, again, brilliant. These two here, Kelly, these guys here give you, Kalulu, they give you like 7 out of 10s every week. They're just Mr. Consistent. And Locatelli with the assist, bro, like, it seemed like he was injured. He got up, little flick over the top, assist to David. But not just that, bro. He'll do a job tucking in at centre-back because he's intelligent. He knows. Okay, Kalulu's pushing forward. Let me drop back a bit. He's a quarterback. He's intelligent. Good little passing range. Can spray a ball. Dictates it from deep. Is the captain. Leads by example. Is super honestly, I mean, again, watching games live is a bit different. Very different to watching it on the TV. This guy here, you see Locatelli, yeah, he'll check his shoulder quick. Like a little half swipe on Snapchat, like quick. Receives the ball, bang, moves it. Like, but quickly, bro. Like, he moves the ball. He knows exactly where the opponents are. I didn't see him lose possession once against Napoli. He didn't lose possession once because he knew exactly where everyone was on the pitch. He was like a sat-nav. He was like Google Maps. And McKennie on the right, again, 7 out of 10 every week as well. Guys, just a joke. If we don't renew McKennie, I'll be super upset. Again, covers so much ground. I mean, the formation is wrong. McKennie played in the 10. It was a 4-2-3-1, really. He didn't score yesterday, but he worked so hard, and all these 3 midfielders work super hard. In terms of the attack, Conceição was maybe the weakest out of the 3. I think him and Cambiaso maybe were the weakest on the pitch, you could argue. But again, Buongiorno blocked his shot on the line, so it was a bit unfortunate there. And not many passages were going through Conceição. They were mostly going through on the left with Kenan, right? And understandably so, because Kenan is the best player in the league. He's the second best young player in the world. Guys, if you haven't seen it already, obviously go on to my Instagram and TikTok. Kenan dapped me up before the game. He was showing me love. He said hello. I'm not just saying it because he's my guy, but he's so good at football. I've been saying this, man. I've been saying this for so long. I've been saying it for so long. And before I was like, Kenan is the best player in the league. But, you could make the case for someone else. Now I actually think it's impossible. I don't think there's a close second. Paz, fries in the back, bro. Like, Paz is good. I rate Paz. I got a lot of time for Paz. But he's not as complete as Kenan. You can't you can't expect the same things that Kenan does with Nico Paz. You can't. And I rate Paz highly. McTominay, great. Not same level as Kenan. Lautaro, big games, where is he? Kenan in the big games turns up. Inter, turned up. Today, turned up. Turned up against Roma. Turned up against Napoli at the Maradona, he scored. He took his goal really well, but he should have had an assist with the Conceição one. He was just a threat. But Kenan is just a complete winger. Great playmaker, good goal scoring winger. Ambipedal, can go on the inside, on the outside. Points his man every time. Has great feet. Is skillful, bro. Can play in the 10, can play off the left. Like, bro, the only thing, like, obviously every footballer can improve on some aspect, right? Even Messi can improve on something. Ronaldo, like, the best of the best. There's always room for improvement in anything you do in life. But I think maybe Kenan is his finishing. I think he has 9 goals this year, but he probably should have 14 at least. Like, he's missed some chances. Because I think sometimes Kenan, he just smashes the ball. Maybe too often instead of sometimes placing it. But even then, I've seen there's sort of like a bit of a development in that regard, where he's been a more refined finisher in recent weeks. But yeah, he's the best player in the world. That's getting clipped up. Best player in the league, I meant. He's one of the best players in the world. He's not the best. But in terms of like his position, right, left wingers, I think, yeah, okay, cool. Kvaratskhelia, Rafinha, Vinny. They're probably the big threes going up against. In terms of performances, bro, you could make the case that he's been the best this season. Vinny's not been at the races consistently for the last 18 months. He's had moments. Kvaratskhelia this season's not been the same as last. Rafinha's still top. He is the best, but Rafinha had an injury problem at the start, so he missed a lot of time. And the Calabrese, Jonathan David, bro, great finish from him. And he's really reborn. After that Lecce penalty miss, he's a new player. He's a new player and he was incredible. Took his goal really well. And as a striker, confidence is everything, man. And it's tough. He wasn't scoring a lot. The Lecce penalty miss. Do you rise or do you crumble? Most crumble. Fans, maybe some turned on him. Some were saying drop him, retata. Since then, he's been bagging goals. He's been reliable. He's been working hard. He presses like a maniac. Took his goal well. Him, David, Thuram and Kalulu are all farming with every celebration. There's not much to say, really, apart from God is good. One thing I will say about Spalletti, right, as well. I just want to end this with Spalletti. We started with Spalletti. We'll end the video with Spalletti. I was in a press conference. I was fortunate enough to go and watch the press conference live, like in the flesh, not on the TV. And I like the way Spalletti speaks because he says it as it is. He's blunt. He's a bit philosophical sometimes and he gives these sort of metaphoric answers, which are interesting to say the least. But someone asked him, like, not the alien thing, because he called Yildiz an alien, which is, again, accurate, I forgot to mention, which I agree with. But someone asked him, like, oh, back in the day, like, teams used to come and fear playing at Juventus Stadium and fear playing Juventus. Like, do you think you've brought that back to Juventus? And he said, I don't care. We don't care. We don't care about what other teams think. We don't care if they're scared. He just said, we don't care. And I was like, oh, wow. At first I was like, well, okay, well, I mean, teams used to fear us. Yeah, it's true. Like, what do you mean you don't care? But then I kind of realized, why should we care? The past is the past. Like, as football fans, I think we live in the past a lot. Like, we talk about the 9-year dominance, or Milan fans talk about the 2000s a lot. Or United fans talk about the Fergie days, or Chelsea fans talk about the Abramovich days. Or, I don't know, Arsenal fans talk about the invincible days with Wenger. You know, like, we always look on, like, a golden generation, right? With a club. Well, like, it's natural, right? Because they're like, yeah, that was our best team, or we won so much. But football is present and future. Like, there's no point looking in the past. Really, is there? I mean, those players, a lot of them have retired. They don't play anymore. It's a different team. Football's different. It's changed as a sport. It changes decade upon decade. Why should we care if teams are afraid to come and play against us, or teams are afraid to come and play at the stadium? Who cares? I used to care a lot and think, yeah, the stadium used to be like a cauldron. But Spalletti's right. It's like, we play our football. We control the controllables. What the other team thinks about us or our stadium isn't a controllable. It's not a variable that we can control. It's out of our hand. So, I think he's so direct and so blunt. But you can see that the players respect him. The players love playing under him. We're playing free-flowing football. It's it's a Juventus that's reborn halfway through the season, and I'm loving watching us, and I'm loving everything, guys. So yeah, sorry for the delayed reaction. Let me know in the comments, of course, what you think. Like the video if you enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Share it around. Bring on Monaco, baby. I'll see you in a bit.